This was a different look for the Empire. Let's talk about it. What's up, people? Welcome back to the Black Geek Cool. Here we're talking about episode 15, well, chapter 15. I always forget that. Chapter 15 of The Mandalorian, The Believer. Before we get into this, please, if you can, go hit the like button or hit the 5-star button if you're listening to the audio version of this. Go check out all Black Geek Cool social medias, like, follow, all that good stuff. If you would like to financially support us here at Black Geek Cool, go ahead and check our Patreon, or you could just donate at $ Black Geek Cool if you have Cash App. There's other ways to do it too, but you also get a t-shirt at Teesprings, Black Geek Cool. Great way to support us. But one of the best ways to continue supporting us is to share it and tell everybody you know. And I mean everybody you know. Your grandma, your cousins, your nephews, aunties, sisters, friend down the street, co-workers. Tell everybody. But before we get into this episode also, I will be spoiling it. So if you haven't seen it, pause this, go watch it, come back. Of course, you've seen it, though, because I'm behind on these reviews. Yes, the season finale is already premiered, and we will be talking about that on the next episode. But, yeah, we're talking about episode 16, or chapter 15 right now, The Believer. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, first off, we go to this planet. I don't know what this planet is. I'm going to be 100% with you. It's a prison planet. Cara Dune is there to get Mayfield. If you don't remember who Mayfield is, I think his name is Mags Mayfield. He was played by Bill Burr in episode 5 of season 1, I think, called The Prisoner. He was one of the crew guys that were trying to do a breakout that Mando got tagged along with. They end up all getting captured, and now he's on this prison planet doing scrap work or something like that. Anyway, she's going there because they need him to try to find Moff Gideon. So she's using her, New Republic job she just got to, get him into her custody. And of course, they like, look, we're going to go do a kind of thing right now. We want to know if you want to help. You help us, we'll get some time off your time or something. Oh, maybe she didn't even say that. Maybe they was just like, you need to help us, it's the child. But he was like, so this is what I need to do. If I'm gonna help you, I need to get to this. I need y'all to help me with this. And no, I forgot this one part. So there's this part where he sees Boba Fett and he gets scared. He's like, oh, I thought you were this other guy. And then Mando walks down. He's like, oh, snap. It was really funny. It was really good. But yeah, he ends up telling Mando, like, I'll help you, but I need this. We need to go to this planet. There's a secret refinery on this planet that probably still have the terminals that I need to access to probably get coordinates on Moff Gideon. So I end up going to this planet. I think it's Morak. I think that's the name of the planet. I don't know the planets in Star Wars. I'm a fan, but not a super fan as of yet. I'm getting there, learning stuff. But they get to the planet. He's like, so we have to take one of their refinery trucks, steal it to get into the base and to be able to access the terminal. And he's like, you guys gotta come get me right away because there's gonna be security all over the place once I access and get the information. He's like, but I need somebody to go with me. And everybody in Mando's crew, you got Boba Fett, you got Phoenix, you got Cara Dune. All of them is kind of in them Empire system, so they kind of be recognized immediately. Only one that's not in the system, of course, is Mando. So Mando has to go. So he has to take off his helmet. He does put on another helmet, so I don't know why they made it a big deal. He put on another helmet, but it is a foreshadow of him taking his helmet off for this episode. So I guess that was kind of a foreshadowing thing. It's pretty smart. I just got that now. Yep, picking up stuff. So they end up, jacking this truck, and they're driving this super explosive Rondonium, I think it's called. I'm not 100% on that name. some really explosive material. And I'm like, come on, there's gotta be a better way to transport this. Like, we could do hyperspace jumps, fly in space. We have those doors with the wind that are open into space, but space not getting in and but let stuff in. But y'all couldn't figure out a better way to transport this with this giant semi truck, basically this space semi truck. Like, come on, that was a little disappointing. I mean, yes, it's good for the little. I think they were pirates. At first I thought they were, people from that land trying to fight against the Empire because they're messing up their planet, but maybe they're pirates. I'm hearing it two different ways, but it does look good once they get attacked and they have to fight them off. But there's got to be a better way to transport this stuff. Like, come on. Like, we see that like two different semi-truck space trucks already get blown up by these pirates. So that makes me think they're not trying to get there, because if you're pirates, you would be trying to get this stuff, not just blow it up. So I think they're not pirates. I honestly think they're the people that live on that planet and they're fighting the Empire off. I think so. They're basically rebels. But they attack Mando's and Mayfield's truck. Mando goes up there and fights him. Not a bad fight scene. You see him fighting these guys in this, not his Beskar armor, and this other armor, but you still see how he's a badass. He's still holding his own. They're definitely outnumbered by the number of pirates, but then of course they make it at the last moment when some TIE fighters come in and shoot pirates away, and they make it into the base. And this is for the first time that I know. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's happened in another show or movie. The first time we've seen Imperial soldiers cheering or celebrating a victory. Like, this shows a different side to them, which is very interesting. Like, a lot of people forget, yes, they are the bad guys, but a lot of these soldiers are just people working, basically. They're just grunts. So they got a win, they got a victory. They're super excited about it. That was really interesting to see from their perspective. You never really get to see that in Star Wars. You always see the rebels celebrate their victories, but you never see the Empire celebrate its victories. I don't know if it's just because they're so big and been so powerful for so long. It's like, yeah, we're going to win. We're the Empire. Or if it was just a moment that they really been just getting beat at this planet and finally got the transport in. So that was really interesting to see. But they get to the base and Mayfield finds the terminal he needs to use. It's in a mess hall. Unfortunately, Mayfield see a commanding officer that he remembers, and he's very scared that guy might remember him. So he's like, man, look, I can't go in there. That guy will see me. This will all blow over. And Mando's like, I don't think he's going to remember you. He's like, nah, I'm pretty sure you probably remember me. So, of course, Mando has to go in himself. Mayfield was like, we just need to cut this and we just leave. Mando's like, no, I got to go save the child. Grogu needs my help. I got to do this. So Mando goes into the mess hall, goes up to the terminal and tries to scan it with the holodeck. I think it's a holodeck, the little tube thing. I don't know what the name is, but the first scan didn't go because he still had his helmet on. So Mando had to take his helmet off and see his face. While he's doing that, that commander that Mayfield was worried about had been looking at Mando since he came in. And he's like, Trooper, why are you here? Mando's kind of ignoring him. Eventually the commander comes over. It's like, Trooper, why are you here? Blah, blah, this. Mando does get the information from the transmitter to find Moff Gideon. But now he has to deal with this commander who is like, hey, state your number, all this other stuff. Luckily, Mayfield comes in and kind of saves him a little bit. He's like, oh, this is, what's the name? He's just hard to hear, and he took a bomb to the ear. We're here on transport, sir, blah, blah. This kind of smooths it over. And he's like, well, you are the two guys that made it in with your precious cargo. Let me buy you guys a drink. So they sitting down. Mando still has his helmet off. So you see his face. One of the few times you get to see Peso. I forgot how to pronounce the dude's name that plays Mando. It's like, it starts with a P. That's gonna really upset me. I'm gonna remember it after I finish recording. Anyway, they're sitting down having a drink and they're talking about the Empire, and the commander's like, yeah, we really showed the rebels and blah blah this, and then Mayfield talks about like, oh, what about, you know, there was some battle where they lost a lot of dudes, and the commander was like, oh, that's just part of the Empire. Sometimes you gotta lose some guys to win some battles, but they died for what they loved. And Mayfield was like, nah. And then you see a different side of Mayfield. Like, Bill Burr did an excellent job in this. Like, you see him just, it's not PSP, it's not that PSP. No, I don't even know what the word is. I can't say it. But you see, like, he's like, you don't even care about these people. These people are fighting for you and they're dying for you. You don't even care about their families and stuff. And it really hurts him. And in that moment, he just like, you know what? Forget you. And he blasts the commander. Point blank, just, and Mando looks at him like, what is you doing, man? We was about to get out. He's like, look, I'm sorry. I couldn't handle that. So now they're in the escape mode. Everything has hit the fan. They're trying to get out of there. They're getting shot at. They end up going through the window. They call on, you know, Phoenix and Cara Dune are sitting out waiting for them. So when they make their escape, they're sharpshooters and whatnot. So they out there on the roof sharpshooting, doing pretty good shooting as they're trying to escape. Boba Fett comes in. I think they had to take out some cannon that was on top of the roof, so they took out the cannon. Boba Fett picks them up, like they do this run and jump into the ship. Really cool, really awesome scene. And then as they're flying away, Mayfield grabs a gun and shoots the refinery where the rhodonium explosive stuff is, and destroys the refinery. So it's a little bit of weird because you just killed a whole bunch of innocent people too, but you was mad about dudes. So that was a little catch-22, but they the bad guys, so they're supposed to die. That's just the way it works. So they finish their mission. They're dropping Mayfield off, and well, they're about to leave, and they were like, well, Mayfield's like, well, I guess I got to go back to the planet. And then Mando kind of nudges Cara Dune to it. They were like, well, too bad we couldn't. Mayfield didn't survive the fight, and he died on such and such planet. And he was like, what? He was like, yeah, it sucks that he died. Are you saying I can leave? It was just weird. I like Mayfield went up and down in this episode. I know the actor playing him is a comedian. He wasn't as comedic in the first time you've seen him, but in this one he was a little more comedic, which was kind of a little bit off-putting because I don't know if he was just nervous comedian or because of Mando being there, he'd be kind of scared of Mando. But it was just weird because he was telling weird jokes in the truck with Mando. But it seemed out of nervousness, so maybe it works. I don't know. But his character went like from up, down, then up again, which is weird. But he did do really good in this. And this was like a really good episode, especially after the Ahsoka and the Boba Fett reveal episodes, because those are huge episodes. For this episode to follow those two episodes, I think it still did a really good job, and I really liked it. I thought it was really well done. It moved the story along. It gave kind of redemption to another character who we could see later on in the series, helping again. Of course, you know, they all about bringing characters back and letting them helping them react to Mando and help Mando in a different way. So that's really cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Hit me up on Black Geek Cool on Instagram or Twitter. Or you can hit me up in the comments down below if you're listening to the YouTube version. We are going to be doing the season finale This is probably going to come out Monday, so we'll probably do it Tuesday if I don't get busy. And we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that when we get there. But thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it so much. Thanks for sharing, telling a friend, telling all your friends. And I'll see you guys in the next one.